What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. I'd like to wish everybody a happy Halloween for those that dress up and party in costume. And being that this is Halloween, I thought it was ironic that this story broke yesterday. Now, those of you that have been following me for a while, especially since last, Mayish, you'll remember this picture up here. I'll put it on this side this time, of these two people. These two people that you see, right, are from Maryland, Prince George's County, I think. Yeah, I think this is, no, it's in Hyattsville, Maryland. Shout out. I'm going to tell you something. These people up here pictured are 44-year-old Candace Craig and her daughter, 19-year-old Celia Hardy. These are two of the sickest people I've ever seen, and this is one of the sickest cases I've ever talked about on my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't remember, these two people, the mother, we'll start with her first. The mother got into an argument with her mom, who was 70 years old. They lived in her mother's house. So you got the mother, 71-year-old mother, who has the house, 44-year-old Candace that lives with her mom, and then Candace's daughter, Celia Hardy, who lives with her mom, and the 71-year-old grandma. An argument broke out over credit card fraud that Candace was doing to her mother. ATM receipts and stuff like that. Financial problems. They got into an argument. It led to a fight in which Candace killed her mother. When she killed her mother, right? I'm going to just let you see this. We'll go back to the beginning.
But first tonight at 8:30, two women, a mother and daughter, accused of killing their grandmother, remain in jail. It's a gruesome story. One Katie Barlow heard in court today. She's in Landover with the details.
This house behind me on Hill Road in Hyattsville, Maryland, is where 44-year-old Candace Craig is accused of murdering her mother and then recruiting her daughter, Celia Hardy, to help her dismember the body and burn it. Candace Craig is facing first-degree murder charges, while her daughter is facing charges for being an accessory after the fact. Today, a judge in Prince George's County said both women must remain behind bars for now. They're a threat to the safety of the community.
So just the thought of people who are in your lineage, people who are supposed to be carrying on your legacy, being a part of your demise is almost unbelievable.
The assistant state's attorney said that this is one of the worst murders she has seen during her time in office. Police say they were called for a welfare check by a witness who speaks regularly to 71-year-old Margeret Craig and said they hadn't heard from her in days. Police searched the house and say they found human remains on trash bags, along with blood splatter in the basement and more human remains on a chainsaw. Prosecutors say the two women dismembered the body, then tried to burn it on a grill behind the house.
Something was kind of suspicious because Memorial Day, they had their grill further down from the house, from the house. Usually have their barbecues close to the house. That kind of got suspicious. I didn't see nobody at the grill, nobody bringing anything out to the grill, so I didn't pay much more attention to it.
They had one of those a barrel type grills.
Yes.
And they had the charcoal sitting beside, and then they had like a little table with the umbrellas.
The grandmother is still technically a missing persons case. The DNA that was collected here at the crime scene is being analyzed as we speak, and the two women are set for their next court date in July.
Okay, guys, you just heard what happened, as gruesome as that was and as sad as that was. So women killed she killed her mother, right? And barbecued the body, tried to set the body on fire outside. Unsuspected neighbors seen, something was off. Called for a welfare check. Margeret Craig was her name. I forgot to add that in the beginning of the video, but that was her name, Margeret Craig. Now check this out. Reason why this story is being done today is because yesterday the daughter, what's her name? Cecilia Hardy, went and took the stand against her own mom and was talking about what happened. You know, the night Miss Margaret died. And this is some stuff you got to see to believe and ready yourself. It's bad. Take a look. This is what happened in court yesterday.
The daughter of a woman accused in a gruesome murder in Prince George's County takes the stand.
Candace Craig is charged with killing and dismembering her own mother. Her daughter testified today, recounting what her mother allegedly told her to do to help dispose of her grandmother's body. Fox 5's Lily Zhang joins us live from Upper Marlboro. She is tracking the testimony, the dramatic testimony that went down today. Lily?
Angie, Kenneth, good evening to you. We just wrapped up court about an hour ago, and like you mentioned, this testimony, it was graphic. We are hearing from Craig's daughter, Celia. Now, keep in mind, she has already accepted a plea deal to accessory after the fact, and she says that part of her deal was to tell the truth at this trial. And we should warn you, some of the details she did share with the jury today, they are pretty disturbing details. So for background, again, we're talking about Celia Hardy. That is the then 19-year-old daughter. She testified that she heard her grandmother scream inside of their Hill Road home in May of 2023. She says that she was instructed by her mother, Candace Craig, to not go inside of her grandmother's room. She eventually did, to find Margeret Craig's body in a bin and a trash bag over her head. She also told the jury that there was blood on the carpet, but her mother would not tell her exactly what happened. Hardy testified in the past hour today that it was her mother's idea to burn the body outside of the home a few days later. She said it did not go as planned, but neighbors started noticing that big fire. So she says her mother ordered a chainsaw and then began cutting the body up the next day. Now, the state did not finish questioning this witness, so they are expected to resume tomorrow morning. At that point, we will expect to hear from the defense attorneys for Candace Craig. Guys?
Such grisly testimony there today. The medical examiner also testifying today as well. What did they say about the case?
So the medical examiner really called this a, quote, unique case simply because the victim in this case, her body was not intact by the time it arrived to the medical examiner's office. In fact, the medical examiner testified that the body was in 9 bags, to be specific, and she said that there was 67 fragments of remains that were examined. Bottom line, as you know, with these medical examiners and these autopsies, you typically find out whether it was blunt force trauma, a shooting, a stabbing, something that led to this death. She says that she did not determine any of that. There was no evidence of natural disease that caused his death. So ultimately, it was ruled a homicide by undetermined causes. Angie?
Lily Zhang with the update this evening. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen that. That's what happened in court yesterday. Trial's still going on right now. And I'm going to be honest with you. I love my kids to death. But as adults, as them being adults now, I love them from a distance and not from the point of letting them live with me if they're not trying to get on their feet and under a time constraint, because stuff like this can happen. And it's a damn shame, a 71-year-old woman, and looking at her in the picture, looked like she still, you know, has some vigor about her, succumb to this. All this because this 44-year-old girl, not a woman, a girl, because she's living with her mom still and doing slick stuff, took a credit card and was doing fraudulent stuff with it. And then the mom called her out on it. A fight ensued. She killed her. Did you hear what they said in court? Yeah. She was in 9 bags. Her body was in 67 pieces. When she came to the medical examiner's office, what a sight to see that you don't want to see. Here it is, a woman, a mother, had her own house, all this other stuff. And here come her own daughter, with the help of a granddaughter, disposing the body. Barbecued her in the backyard. Oh, they moved the grill away from the house, really away from the house this time. It raised suspicions. Said they had an umbrella out there and everything else, like they was really cooking meat. They staged this thing like they was really cooking something. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This woman died in May. She was dead for a while. During the fight, daughter wasn't in the room. Heard the grandmom scream. No, they was in there fighting. If you paid attention, Candace, the daughter, says, don't go in the room to her daughter. Stay out that room. She sneaks in the room, sees the woman hung over in a trash bag can with a trash bag over her head. So her injury must have been up top. The bag was there to hold the blood and her head was in the thing so it wouldn't spill. Because when she first hit her, the blood was on the floor. She wouldn't explain it to her. So she had her in that trash can pooling the blood so it wouldn't get all over the floor to try to conceal the scene. Sickening. You do this to your own mom. Sick. On top of that, she running in and out the house, in and out the room, went outside, got the garbage can, came back in, went got trash bags, came back in, running in and out the room. That's why she telling her not to go in the room. She don't listen. She sneak up in the room, see her grandmom dead. Now that she done snuck in there, oh, you gotta help me. First, they took her downstairs to the basement, right? In fact, they didn't take her to the basement first. First, they kept her there. Yeah, they did. They took her downstairs to the basement. She started stinking. A few days later, mom orders a chainsaw. Oh, that's the thing. I'll chop my mom up. All the while they're living in her house. She used a chainsaw to dismember this woman, right? If you look up here in the old story when it first came out about these people, it says when police arrived, right? It says the police department received a call from someone who claimed they had not seen or heard from Margeret for multiple days and now were worried about her well-being. 71-year-old woman, right? Somebody called for a welfare check. Upon arrival at the home, police said 44-year-old Candace Craig and her daughter, Margaret Craig, opened the door. Now, Margaret Craig is the mom. They got this wrong. Her daughter's name is Celia Hardy. Opened the door. She allowed officers access to the home and they immediately smelled the smell of decomposition in the basement, right? On Monday, obtained the charging documents, WLJA Brad Bell, I guess that's the news reporter, which noted officers recognized the smell of putrefaction and observed blood and tissue on the floor near 3 white trash bags in the basement. Remember, they was burning part of her already. They had other parts to burn. Says officers said they discovered what appeared to be brain matter in an open trash bag on the floor. Police also noticed a knife on the ground on the basement floor. Police also said they found a cover to a chainsaw, cutting utensils, cleaning materials, blood splattered throughout the basement where the remains were found, court documents reveal. A further investigation led police to determine that Candace murdered her mother on May 23rd and had her 19-year-old daughter, Celia Hardy, help her attempt to dispose of the remains, according to detectives. Now, I want you to look at the timeline. May 23rd, this woman was killed. This is in June, right? So it's June 5th, Monday, right? 12:37 p.m. So from June 5th or somewhere around June, since May 23rd, this woman's been dead and in that house stinking. They managed to cook part of her. So those pieces and stuff that you found, a lot of that was burned up already. They had her in 9 trash bags. They found 3 in the house. How can somebody do this to their own mom? Not just the relationship of it, but just seeing that. If you look at the pictures up here, you'll see they have good times taking pictures. All this other stuff. Seem to be loving of each other until one shafted the other. Mother shafted daughter. over credit cards, slick stuff in her house, taking her money. She don't have a right to say nothing about that. Then when she do confront you with it, all of a sudden here come the tantrums and you kill her. Then you get your daughter, thus spreading that venom that's in you into her, and get her to help you do it. How can any of you pick up a rotting person, let alone see somebody dismember somebody? Because trust me, with a chainsaw and a woman that ain't really never used one before, you need help. So the daughter was holding her arms when she was chopping them and all this other stuff. What type of human beings are these? They're not. They're subhuman. Get them out of here. They need to go. Crimes like this, we don't need to sit back and study people and wonder why and make documentaries and all this other type of stuff. We need to get them out of here. Need to get them out of here. Why are taxpayers paying for this type of stuff? These people don't deserve nothing after what they did from taking everything from a woman that didn't deserve that. Don't you think this is sickening, y'all? This is sickening. 44 years old, you ain't got it together. You got to steal money from your own goddamn mom in her own house. In her own house. I'm going to show you something. Remember the neighbor said they pushed the barbecue grill all the way in the back? This is what the scene looked like. Remember they said that table and the umbrella out there? Look. There it is. That whole time, you could be in that yard right next to where they are, where that high fence is, and smell meat being cooked, rotted meat. You'd have came out, what is that? What are they cooking? And then dang your damn neighbor. Sickening. They need to take both of these people outside, even though the girl didn't do it. She was an accomplice to it. And fix them. Fix them. Show them the flowers. For real. Punishment should fit the crime. If somebody could stomach doing that to them, what they did to that woman, understand. Yeah, the daughter didn't do it, but you participated in it. Stuff you seen you can't unsee. That's already in your subconscious mind and already part of who you are. See, once you go through something like that, ain't nothing else you won't see that you see that'll surprise you. Also, nothing you can do in your actions that would surprise you either. These are sick people. They need to be taken out of here. Jail won't fix this. Life in prison won't bring back Miss Margeret. And it won't give her real justice, in my opinion. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is horrific. And it is tragic that somebody could be so angry that they could do that to their mom and throw away 44 years of existence and help from somebody that shouldn't have helped your ass when you was a grown-up and had your own baby. And you know what? I'm fucking done. You know what I'm talking about. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Oh yeah, one more thing. See how violence is a pastime for people? And it's nothing for them to do this, not only out in the open, but to involve their own children in it. She involved her own child in something violent that most of us couldn't stomach. Involved a kid. Involved a child. And you wonder why people are violent and stuff like that nowadays, and we got a bunch of uncaring, unempathetic, and all this other type of people out here because of what they're seeing in the house that they don't talk about and what they're forced to participate in that shouldn't be exposed to a child or anything. Now, granted, this girl is 18 or 19 years old, but if you paid attention, when they said they was fighting and they heard the mom scream, the daughter never bust in there. So that let me know they was going back and forth a few times before, and it was nothing for the daughter to see them interact like that. Tragic.